edition of the Mihmiverse Bonfire podcast. We are on the 3rd floor of the infamous Colonial Theater in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania for Blobfest 17. I'm sitting down with
Cinema Sickness.
Cinema Sickness. What is your real name, by the way?
My real name is David Eisenhower.
And you have a social media page, several of them.
Well, yeah, cinemasickness.com, but then I'm on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, all at Cinema Sickness.
What is your YouTube channel name?
Cinema Sickness.
It is just, so everything across
YouTube.com/Cinema Sickness. Yeah,
Okay.
everything, any all social media is just Cinema Sickness.
And how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for 5 years as of April. Every day for 5 years.
A video
A video every single day for 5 years.
And then what is the average duration?
They range everything from 10 minutes. I've had some that I think the longest one I've done is about like an hour and 15-minute long video.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now tell us, why did it start?
It all started back in, I guess, April of 2011. I just wanted to make a video to show my friends my movie collection, and I did that.
Which is an impressive collection. He showed me the picture.
Thank you. I wanted to show my friends my collection, so I shot that video, and people who I didn't even know started seeing that video, and I decided, like, basically within 1 day of time, I thought maybe I should start doing other videos. So I started doing videos of showing everything that I was buying and watching, and it spread over the years from just simple videos like that to now I do movie reviews and come to places like Blobfest and all kinds of fun videos that every day relate to something cinema related.
When did you meet Chris Mim?
It'd be 2 years ago when he was here.
For Blobfest?
For Blobfest, yeah.
And what did you think at that point?
I fell in love with the Giant Spider. I thought it was just like the best movie ever. I was pretty blown away.
And now you've been a financial contributor for the last couple films, is that
yes,
correct?
last 2 films, yeah.
All right, and are you going to be able to come to the big premiere for...
I don't know. I was just talking to him about that, possibly. I might actually be in Florida when that happens, so I'm not quite sure yet, but...
Chris, we got to change the date then. Why? Because we need to get him to film this. He's laughing.
But I would like to get up there. It's a possibility.
Have you seen all of Chris's films?
I have. I've seen every single one, with the exception of
with the new one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in it, and I haven't even seen it yet. The reason I met David, aka Mr. Cinema Sickness himself, was last night during the infamous Blob run-out reenactment that they do. I posted a video of it last night, well, the aftermath, and then I posted your video that you had put up on YouTube, literally maybe, an hour after the run-out.
Yeah, something like that.
Of Chris falling and taking me out with him. So that's actually how I met David first time, was just last night. But you were telling me before we sat down to record, and something that I should maybe think about, and something that thought never even crossed my mind. Do you mind repeating that?
Yeah, I was saying that the possibility of recording, like filming your podcasts, so you could also put them up on YouTube as well for maybe people who don't listen to podcasts, because I know there's a huge audience of people who watch podcasts as well as listen to them.
And see, that thought never even crossed my mind, so it's a good thing that you and I had that conversation. The fact that you could potentially watch a podcast.
Yeah, you could. I would say double your audience, but honestly, you'd probably triple, quadruple possibly, because there's a lot more YouTubers out there, people who watch YouTube videos.
Even because our podcasts typically run about an hour long. Even just putting up an hour-long video.
You could do that, or you could break it up.
Like edit versions?
Yeah, there are some. I've seen all kinds. Some of the podcasters I watch who put their videos up, some of them just post the entire video, the entire podcast. I've seen ones that break it up into segments, like they'll talk about one thing and they'll post that, and when they talk about another thing, they'll post a video for that. And I've seen ones that just posted, like you said, edited down versions. So,
babe, my wife co-hosts the podcast with me, so babe, this is something we have to think about.
It's a good idea.
And then we could have our own YouTube channel, because we don't have one either. We've always talked about starting one for the podcast, but we couldn't ever figure out what to do. And so the actual thought of recording one and literally putting it up, and then still doing the audio version.
I mean, you could do it just like a Mihmiverse.
We do have a Mihmiverse YouTube page.
Oh, you do a Mihmiverse YouTube page? Okay.
Yeah, Chris usually posts up like trailers on there, and then there's some other.
I don't know if I'm following. Have you posted anything recently?
Chris, have you posted anything up on the YouTube page recently?
I generally only put on there like trailers when we have the new ones and stuff.
Okay, I probably am following you. Except to say, I can't believe I wouldn't be following that. So I most likely am.
How many?
It's like once every year.
That's
it's just
why
random
then.
stuff.
Okay, and you did the 50 Shades of the
Yeah, the 50
Mihmiverse.
Shades of the Mihmiverse thing, and I
Yeah.
did something recently that.
There was a water challenge thing.
Yeah.
You
I
put
mean,
that
it's,
on there.
It's
Okay.
small stuff.
How many subscribers do you have on your channel?
Coming up on only 5,000. So.
But that's still cool.
It's good. It's cool. Yeah, I shouldn't say only. It's good.
That's better than a lot of people. You
Yeah.
have to think about it. And are you focusing more on comedy, or what are you, or just information?
It's really
or-
just about. I consider it a day in the life of somebody who's just obsessed with collecting movies. Really, when it comes down to it, that's kind of what it's all about.
Do you have an idea of how many movies you actually?
I have no idea. I stopped counting. Like actually, probably right around when I started doing my videos, I kind of stopped counting.
So you have no idea of even what you have?
Oh, I know what I have. Yeah.
You have, like, a database or something?
I have a lot of it just in my head. Like I see a movie and I go, I know I have that. And for what I don't, on my website, I actually have all my movies I own listed.
This is also CinemaSickness.
CinemaSickness.com, yeah.
Wow. And you've just been doing this, and you're just going to keep doing this.
I have no plans on stopping. Even people keep asking me, what happens when physical media dies? It's like, well, there's always another movie out there on DVD or Blu-ray or something that I want to see that I don't have, that'll still be out there, that I'll come across at a yard sale or flea market that I want to pick up. So there's always, always something.
On the trip out here to Phoenixville, Chris and Mitch and I, we were talking about the possible death of physical media, and we're not entirely convinced that it's going to go away because
Yeah,
look at records have come back.
I'm the same way. I'm kind of on the fence. Like, will it happen? Will it not? I don't know.
And I think there's too many doom and gloom type people, because if you just have everything on the cloud and download it, what happens if you lose power? Because then, or like an EMP strike or something, God forbid, what I mean?
There's that, and there's we should probably not stop talking about this because I can go on for like an hour on my thoughts on media, physical media dying. My main issue is the fact that all the controls and the power of the studios. Like when you quote unquote buy a movie on like Vudu or
Yes.
Ultraviolet or something like that, you're not really buying that. You're actually long-term renting the movie. If you actually read when you sign up for those and they give you that whole big spiel, legal spiel, you gotta say yes, I agree to. If you read that, it literally says at any point that movie can become unavailable, and they don't have to reimburse you for it.
Yeah, you lost your money.
Yeah,
essentially.
the movie studio could pull it. The company who you're streaming it through, Vudu or Ultraviolet, whatever, they could lose the rights to it. That happens a lot with iTunes. Or a lot of my friends have lost full movies and TV shows and stuff they have through iTunes because iTunes lost the rights to carry that movie now. And when that happens, well, they're
screwed.
There it goes. You don't have it anymore. Stuff like that. If the company who you're streaming through, let's say in 10 years from now, people have it in their head somehow that these companies are going to be around forever. Not necessarily the case. Ultraviolet could go away someday, and then what
Exactly.
happens to all your Ultraviolet movies? They can all be gone. Someday we're down the line when streaming in itself dies. I mean, people just think streaming, it's the way of the future, it'll be here forever.
No.
Streaming is just going to be another media. It's going to be the next DVD or Blu-ray.
Yes.
20 years down the line or 10 years down, however long down the line, streaming will be dead and something else will come along. What happens to your entire streaming library? It's not going to be around forever, unlike my VHS tape that I can still pull out and watch.
Younger listeners to this podcast are going to have no idea what the hell a VHS tape is.
VHS, Laserdisc, CED, Beta? What? You have no idea what that is?
My dad had a Betamax player. My dad was a weird man.
I have a ton of Beta.
Do you
I have
really?
a huge Beta collection, yeah.
I never had a Beta player, but I have two VHS players in case one dies, because I still have VHS tapes that I have not replaced with DVDs. That's how old school I am. I have very few Blu-rays.
I have an entire closet full, I call my backup closet, is full of just backup players. Laserdisc players, Beta, and
Laserdisc.
it's because a lot of that stuff is, it's hard to come by nowadays.
True.
So if I'm at a flea market and I come across a $5, $10 Laserdisc player, it's in good condition, I'm gonna buy it because I need backups. I have like 15 Laserdisc players in this closet, and
Oh my God.
like 4 Beta players and like 5 CED players, and just all kinds of stuff.
So are you the type of collector that will have, if you have a favorite movie, will you collect it on all available formats, like VHS, Laserdisc, DVD,
Some I do.
Blu-ray?
If it's a really good movie, I don't do that for every movie. It a lot of times depends on the formats and the movie. But
Fair.
let's say Ghostbusters, something like that.
Okay.
I love Ghostbusters. So yeah, I'll have Ghostbusters. I think I have it on. I have like 2 different Blu-ray releases. I just bought it on 4K. I have it on Beta. I have it on VHS. I have it on
Nice.
Laserdisc. I have it on DVD. I have that on so many different formats. But other movies that maybe I'm not a big fan of as much, I don't necessarily need to have in every format. But with that being said, I might pick it up on beta or Laserdisc, just because I think it's kind of cool to have, you know, another Laserdisc or another beta for my collection.
There's only one movie that exists that I own in every available format, and that's Strange Brew. It's one of my favorites.
Good movie.
Because I don't even have a Laserdisc player, but I have a Laserdisc of Strange Brew. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna call you and say, hey, hook me up with a Laserdisc player. You got 15 of them in your closet. Sell me one, because if I go to try to find one on eBay, it's gonna be way too expensive.
They've gotten really expensive. A few years ago when I was picking them up, they were still fairly cheap. You can find people on Craigslist and that flea market stuff selling them for fairly cheap. But over the last few years, they've become very scarce and jumped up in price.
I have a really bad feeling that a lot of people aren't going to know what a Laserdisc player is either. They're going to be like, are they talking about a DVD player? No.
Picture a DVD the size of a record.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it had really high quality.
Yeah, it was basically a format for the collector when VHS was out.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's next for you? What are you going to do? Just keep doing videos?
I just kind of figured out as I go along. I keep doing videos, and every, so often I go, oh, I'm going to try these kind of videos, or I'm going to change my videos up a little bit and do this. I'm always just changing up, doing kind of what works and what feels good. And
one video a day.
One video every single day, at least. There's a few times, like yesterday, I posted 2 videos. I posted my normal daily video, and I also posted the run out. So, yeah.
Which is now on our page. So if you didn't see it, go check it out. You had told me before that you had gotten recognized.
Yeah.
Does that happen all the time? Actually, tell that story first, and then.
Well, it doesn't happen all the time. It only happens every now and then. But as the longer you're on YouTube, the more people recognize you. But it is kind of weird to be at places like I was staying when I was in Florida a few years ago. My wife and I were down there. We were in Walt Disney World, and we were down in downtown Disney, just shopping around, I think in the Christmas store. And I know where some guy comes up to me. He's like, "Are you Cinema Sickness?" And it was really weird.
So is that the only time that's ever happened?
No, it happens a few times. Had happened out of Best Buy a few days ago. Just out here on the street, a couple people recognized me. So it's been happening more and more, and it's kind of weird when it happens.
Interesting.
Yeah, but awesome. Weird and awesome.
Weird. And it's kind of flattering too.
It is flattering to know that people are watching, and people who like what I do.
But you and I were speaking before we started recording. You typically don't go to a lot of conventions, right?
I don't. I only started going to them maybe like a year ago.
Okay.
I mean, I've been going to Blobfest for like 5 years, but this is the really only festival convention I really ever went to.
Well, it's also right in your backyard.
Yeah. I live 2 towns over, so it's also very convenient. But as far as other conventions and whatnot, I only maybe about a year ago I started going to a few, but I don't really go to many just because I find myself going there, walking around for about an hour, going, I've done that, and I leave.
Do you go look through the bins of DVDs and stuff outside?
Yeah, I do.
And stuff?
That's why the conventions I usually go to are the ones I know where they're gonna have like movies. And
Okay.
I'm like, all right, I can go here and like do some hunting and shoot a video of me like hunting for movies and stuff, so I can get something out of this.
So you spend more time in the dealers' rooms than necessarily like the panels and all that
Pretty
stuff.
much, yeah.
That's cool though. I mean, everybody has their thing. I'm kind of like you. The panels are fun, but I would rather take something home from it, like a shirt or like, I saw this movie that I didn't have at home, so I always end up bringing more stuff home than I did with. Well, I think we should wrap this up, but I want to thank you for your time.
Well, thank you very much. It was awesome.
So again, cinemasickness.com.
Yep.
Check out Cinema Sickness on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter.
Yep. Twitter and Facebook, and that's about it, I think.
There you go. Thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you very much, too.
Bye.